While the way the ladies dressed made them desirable to men, the way the ladies behaved was another matter.
Leila, you're not showing your best side.
I'm just talking about the way ladies are supposed to behave, and there's you with your little bumhole showing. We have been inspired by the Netflix series Bridgerton to make a series about life in Regency England.
The subject of modesty has been requested by the YouTube channel Like It or Not. Check out this brilliant channel. The link is in the description.
Modesty, sometimes known as demureness, is a mode of dress and deportment which intends to avoid the encouragement of sexual attraction in others.
So how does this apply to the ladies of the Regency era?
From the 1790s, there was a significant change in fashion style, from too much to too little, as this satirical caricature suggests. Gone were the heavy full skirts with hoops, crinolines, panniers and bustles, and the tightly fitting tops of brocades and lace. Elaborate powdered wigs were also abandoned. In the aftermath of the French Revolution, no one wanted to appear to be of the French aristocracy.
Instead, women's fashions around this time started to follow classical ideals, inspired by the ancient Greek and Roman styles, with its gracious, loosely falling dresses that were gathered under the bust in a celebration of the natural form.
The natural figure was emphasized by being able to see the body beneath the clothing. Fabrics were light to the point of being sheer beneath the bodice.
As this satirical caricature of 1810 depicts, if a woman wore a gown without the proper petticoats, the fabric would cling to her body, revealing her legs and shape of her nether regions. There was some scorn shown towards Regency fashions for having fewer petticoats and thus being risque.
The Regency period was known for a shelf bust line, which is designed to make the breasts look as if they're, well, sitting on a shelf for display. During the day, dresses tended to be more modest, but at night, it was fashionable to show a hefty amount of cleavage.
A very hefty amount, according to this caricature. Many satirical cartoons showed women clearly wearing nothing underneath their skirts. There seems to be a lack of any sort of undergarment, so I'm not certain we can fully accept this as proof, but it definitely is proof of wishful thinking on behalf of the male cartoonists.
In Bridgerton, much is made of menstruation, or courses as they were referred to then. There was no such thing as sanitary towels or tampons during the Regency era.
In Bridgerton, when Daphne gets her period, you see her trying to gather the blood. Ladies would just bleed into their clothes. Incidentally, the smell of the blood was considered erotic.
By 1806, merchants were advertising and selling drawers. However, they did not cater to the upper classes. Drawers were like loose shorts and often crotchless, although it wasn't common for adult women to wear them until after 1820.
Drawers went on to merge into knickers or combinations during the Victorian era, and modern panties did not exist until the 1920s.
A few women began wearing pantaloons of flesh-coloured or pink stockings that went to just below the knee, but these were by no means a commonly adopted garment. They were a direct imitation of men's undergarments, and as such they were quite risque. Also, the only women who previously wore them were prostitutes, so women of high society wanted nothing to do with them. A shift, or chemise, was similar to a long, short-sleeved shirt, which was meant to absorb all of a woman's sweat and oils. Chemises could sometimes be the only undergarment worn, and in some instances, they were the only item of clothing that would get washed. Sometimes, women would also let the top of their chemise show in order to cover up their cleavage.
Bras were not invented until 1914. Stays and short corsets kept the bosom high and tight. They laced up stays, which are a type of corset, over their shift or chemise.
everyday stockings were usually silk or cotton. During the Regency, they were usually white or pink. Stockings came above the knee and were held in place by ribbons or garters.
The final layer, of course, was the petticoat. Petticoats were made of stiffer material which helped the clothes stay away from the body. Petticoats also added a layer of warmth. Sometimes the outermost layer of the petticoat would show below the skirt. This would help to protect the gown from being damaged.
While the way the ladies dressed made them desirable to men, the way they behaved was another matter. They may be discreetly flirtatious, but must remain completely virtuous.
Having sex before marriage was considered immoral during the Regency era, so a lot of importance was placed on virginity. It was of course a double standard, because this never applied to men, which fans of Bridgerton will know.
Fainting was considered an entirely appropriate reaction for a lady to have when confronted with foul language, bad manners, or any shocking scene. In fact, this could work out well if there was a gentleman nearby to help the distressed lady onto a fainting couch.
Drinking, gambling, and meeting with women of ill repute were often all part and parcel of a gentleman's lifestyle. However, it would have seemed scandalous if a woman had even acknowledged these activities.
To avoid any awkward encounters, certain streets in London were off limits to ladies of a certain social standing, including St James's Street, home to many gentlemen's clubs.
Thank you so much to the YouTube channel Like It or Not for this brilliant suggestion for a video. If you've got a suggestion for a Bridgerton video, please let us know in the comments section below, and we may use it in a future video and give you a shout out.
Please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for more Bridgerton Life.
Bye!